Hello and welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. My name is Cindy and I'm absolutely delighted you have found me and you're taking a moment to listen to what I have to say. A special welcome to new viewers and subscribers. Of course, all my viewers and subscribers are new because it's a really new channel. But I thank you. I'm delighted. Okay, so viewer question. Will Pence become president? Now, intuitively, my answer is no. But let's take a look at that and see what the cards would like to share with us about that. So, my question is, will Pence become president? Or acting, I guess acting president would be the right term. Let's just see what the cards would like to tell us. Let's bring this down. Okay, so Pence as president. Pence as president. Pence as president. Gonna say probably not so much. Let's see. Okay, so right off the top, we're seeing that he's trapped where he is. He can't really express himself. He has to comply and be comply exactly and specifically with what Donald Trump wants. He's watched too many people get thrown under the bus, and he is well aware that that could happen to him. He's possibly thinking he's under some illusion that Trump is actually going to win the 2020 election, and he wants to make sure, that he stays on as president or vice president. There's too many secrets. I don't know a lot about Mike Pence. I do know, though, that his family is involved with something. Airports, airlines, something. And they are in business and connected to the Russians. So he has secrets that he really, really doesn't want to become sort of mainstream knowledge. I will also want to tell you that it appears that there's a lot of bickering and arguing going on behind the scenes. Now, whether that is with the administration, it's certainly not with Trump because he will not cross him. I'm wondering if it's not within his own family. I'm wondering how his wife is feeling about what is going on. Okay, even with Pence, it's all about money. Maybe his family's money, trying to safeguard or secure family business connections or investments or something. And he also is in that position of, you do this for me and I'll do that for you. So he's hardly as pure as the driven snow. He's in continual battles. He really is. I don't quite know exactly what all he's battling, but the battles appear to be mental as opposed to mental and emotional as opposed to actual physical ones. It's more as if his thinking, his thoughts are creating a sense of turmoil for him that he doesn't seem to be able to kind of stop the loop in his head or pull back from, what he's hearing or what he's thinking. He still is entertaining the thought that, somewhere down the line, he knows that he's been in politics long enough. He knows that somewhere down the line, this situation with Trump is going to fall. It's going to come undone, and it's going to be quick. It's just going to start crumbling and crumbling, and then it's going to just implode on itself. And he actually still has some fantasy about taking over and becoming acting president. And he has plans, man. He has plans in place, This is a man who is completely incapable of separating church and state. So his ideas are that if he gets in as acting president, he is going to put into place even more of the strict beliefs that are part of his evangelical base. So that's like a really, really terrifying thought, because it's already leaning so far in such a backwards draconian way. You know, they really are trying to put women in that position of being completely and totally submissive and under the rule of men. You know, they don't like anybody that is not mainstream. If you are gay, if you are lesbian, if you are, you know, literally almost like a mixed race. It's that ridiculous. You don't fall under God's guidelines according to them, which is pathetic, sickening, and quite frankly, wrong. He's going to be disappointed. It's not going to happen. He is not going to become president. It is not in his cards. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not so sure exactly if Trump ends up running again, which is kind of iffy at this point. If Pence is going to have to walk away because Trump chooses another vice president and therefore Pence's worst nightmare comes true. See, Pence's plan and his hope is that Trump wins the next election and then gets removed from office, because at that point Pence would have, you know, 3.5, 3, whatever, a long stretch of time as acting president to bring in what he wants to make manifest. And he has grand illusions about it. I mean, and a lot of it, make no mistake, a lot of it is around women, women's rights, women's roles. Honest to God, he actually thinks that women should be wife, mother, teacher, nurse. That's it. That's what he wants. Bless his deluded soul. He's making a fool of himself. He is a fool. He's viewed as a fool. Nobody takes anything he says or does seriously, because it is so clear that he is Trump's puppet. Now, Trump may be Putin's puppet, but absolutely Pence is Trump's puppet. And he will mimic him and say anything that's crazy, irrational, and makes no sense, because he is not going to antagonize Trump. If you haven't, just as an aside, if you haven't seen the video I did just a little while ago I think it's titled Pence, Will He or Won't He Pardon? So the question was sort of like, okay, well, if Trump gets, you know, taken out of office and Pence becomes acting president, will he then pardon Trump and his family and anybody who might be involved? And in that reading, if I remember correctly, the impression I got was very clearly that, one, he wasn't going to have the opportunity to be acting president, but if by some chance he did become that, I did not see him pardoning anybody, because as much as he fears Trump and Trump retaliating, it also appeared as if, as that was happening and he became under more intense scrutiny, he would have enough secrets coming to the surface that he would be busy battling and trying to maintain, you know, his standing and his stability, trying to hang on to what he has. So if you haven't viewed it, maybe take a quick peek at that. It was interesting. And I think this sort of just continues on with the same theme. He would be Why am I not surprised the death card come up? He would be horrible. He really would. I mean, he's just has such old-fashioned ideas. He is not at all interested in being inclusive, in moving forward. He wants he's another one, you know, he really wants to go back to the 1950s when men ruled and women were submissive and at home. Okay, yeah, you know, he's got the death card. It's not going to happen. There's a big change coming from him. And just certainly off the top, the big change would be, you know, you're not going to be vice president any longer. But I think it's more than that. I think he's got some tough days ahead coming. He's feeling very torn. He feels like he has to make a choice. I'm not sure what that decision is about. He will be making that decision based on what is good for him and what he gets out of it. That's his consideration. That's the criteria with which he is going to be making decisions going forward. And of course, that is mitigated by what Trump tells him to think, you know, because, you know, I don't know that his wife's particularly happy with this whole situation. I think that you get the feeling that she is just fundamentally appalled by Trump and Trump's behavior. It's almost as if, you know, while her and Pence share kind of the same sort of religious views and attitudes, her feelings are a bit more inclusive. They are a bit more gentle. They are not quite as cut and dried as Pence is. And so she doesn't like the insults and the bullying and the lying. Like all of those things on a fundamental level really grate with her. Secrets are coming out. He's walking away. So I guess Pence probably, most likely, is not going to become acting president, for which we should all just take a moment and send a statement of gratitude to the universe and the heavens above. Because as bad as this is, better the devil you know. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be following up this one with another viewer request in just a little bit. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope it gives you some comfort or gives you some insight. Thank you so very much for joining me. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. I'm thrilled about the number of people who are letting me know that they are passing the Soulprint Intuitive channel on to friends and family. It just warms my heart. Thank you. Take care. Be well. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.